I'll come up with my free agent one. You can go ahead and list yours real quick. You still there?
My bad. I had to pause it for a second. Oh no, as far as my steal, that's the only one I got. I was just doing my biggest free agent, my big steal overall, and I think that's my biggest steal was Will Johnson. But if you want me to go rookie, I will. If you want me to go another rookie, I will. Travion Henderson, running back out of Ohio State, the Hopewell product. I mean, did you see what he did already again in the NFL? So
Oh
Travion
man.
Henderson and Will Johnson, both non-first round picks, who I said should have been first rounders. But guess what? You NFL GMs, you're so smart. You're so smart that you didn't want to draft those guys in the first round, did you? Did
Oh,
you?
oh, so I do have a veteran free agent signing. I'm gonna go
Mm.
Devontae Adams to the Rams. I feel like the with that
Now,
already I feel like with that
yeah,
already have the way the offense is already constructed. Yes, Cooper Cup is gone, but then you add Devontae, who's still dynamic in his game today, and you add him with Puka Nakua, and then Kyron Williams just getting paid, and then you have Tutu Atwell over there as well. The big question is how it is will Matthew Stafford play all the games this year, or how many games will he miss this year? So I'm gonna say Devontae Adams, and I think that if him and Puka can you know both be dynamic this year, I feel like this is a sleeper. I ain't gonna say sleeper, but I think it's a certified Super Bowl team. I will say that.
yeah, but also Larry, and I know we're kind of getting off the subject a little bit. Is this make or break almost for Devontae Adams? Because if he struggles now, you kind of like
Yeah,
damn. You're kind of like damn, right? Because if Matthew Stafford's going to drag his body on the field some way somehow. You know, I think my situation with Matthew Stafford. Wasn't a big fan for a long time. I thought he was a little bit overrated, etc. But what he's done in this Rams run, especially what he did in the Eagles game last year, where they clearly were going head to head, toe to toe with that juggernaut, man, the Rams are a big deal, and I give Matthew Stafford all the credit in the world. So if he's actually out there, Devontae's gonna have to is gonna have to deliver.
absolutely.
So yeah, but that's what I got, man. I got Travion Henderson and I got Will Johnson. Those are my two biggest steals. Those are the guys I think. Those are the guys that I think are gonna make a big impact for real going this season.
Yeah, great effort by Travion Henderson this past weekend with the 100-yard kick return. Like you said, Will Johnson performing well as well. Hoping that he can stay healthy, and yeah, the Cardinals are going to
Yeah,
be very dangerous as we talked about on 32 and 32.
yeah. So going to our next topic, um, we're talking about the Commanders' issues before we even get to the preseason games. Before we even get to the preseason, man, what was it like 40 some to? Let me get the exact score before we even talk about the preseason games. We'll get into the other aspects of the page, but 48 to 18. Isn't that a little concerning, Larry, when you're talking about your backups and you need those backups in case of injuries happen? And we've seen this before where teams have been completely healthy and then they get hurt. So, what's the concern level for Washington? It's preseason. I get it. What is the level of concern?
Um, it's not an alarming rate right now. It's not an alarming rate right now, but I mean, 48-18 in the first preseason game against a against a New England team, and I mean, hey, that is not good. Now, let's see what they do next week or with against whoever they have, in which we'll touch on that. But yeah, I mean, it's alarming, but I'm not giving it, hot seat alarming. But that's pretty embarrassing to lose 48-18 to the Patriots.
So let me ask you.
Um,
So let me ask you this before, right? Before you go forward, let me ask you this. So they got the Bengals next week. You know the Bengals have been playing all their starters. Do you think that's the game they're targeting to look good and show us what they really got?
Possibly. I'm hoping so. Each week is a different preparation, different strategy. So I'm hoping so. Let's just hope so.
Does Jaden Daniels need to play in this game against the Bengals? Since it's basically just going to be a
Yes,
dress rehearsal.
yes, he needs to. He
Will,
needs to play.
will
At
Terry
least get a
McLaurin be
series or two.
signed? Will Terry McLaurin be signed this week?
I'm gonna say no. Where your face at?
Oh man, you don't want to see my face right now, man. I'm Larry, man. I am so afraid right now that they're gonna trade him. I'm telling you, man. I
I
think
got a
Debo.
feeling it is gonna happen.
Listen, man. From all reports, from Bowie Sports to this report to that report, Debo Samuel looks very good in camp. All that stuff about him being out of shape, saying Debo Samuel looks very good. So if
He
they
looks
can get
very
Debo,
good, but can the health sustain though?
I
He's had
know, and
injuries
that's
in the
what I'm trying
past.
to say. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't get it. Like Terry McLaurin is more than just your offense. He's your emotional leader. He's somebody that you need to have on the football field. Oh, from just an emotional standpoint, from a psychological standpoint, from making sure that your quarterback is able to process information, doesn't have to worry about people not knowing their assignments, knowing that you're going to have a guy like Terry McLaurin who knows the playbook. A very smart individual, by the way, Terry McLaurin. I don't like the way the Commanders are doing this offseason. It's giving me Daniel Snyder vibes again. It really is. It's been a year out, and they're already starting to show signs.
Hey, they smelling themselves a little
Oh, you know they are.
bit.
You know they are. You know they are. You know, and I know. When you haven't won a playoff game, we talk about other teams, and we don't have to even say no names. We talk about other people and not winning Super Bowls and all that. The Commanders hadn't won a playoff game in 20 years. This team was starving. The last sustained success, real chance they had at Super Bowl was when RG3 was up 14-0 against the Seahawks and against Seattle. Legion of Boom, the young Legion of Boom, and his knee was torn up. Still. So now you got this guy, Jaden Daniels. Are you going to ruin it already? Are you going to screw around and ruin Jaden Daniels so the fan base can turn on him too? Get Terry McLaurin signed, man.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
And then a rookie offensive tackle dominated your line the other night. A rookie, 3 or 4 pancakes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Come on, Washington, do right by that man.
Pay that man.
5 consecutive seasons that he's been, or 5 or 6 consecutive seasons that he's been in the league, and he's led your team in targets, receptions, and yards. What are we doing here?
Charlie Brown's been throwing him the football the last couple of years. Come on now. He's had no quarterback. Hey, you remember when everybody said Sam Howell was the answer quarterback?
Hey, I'm one of them. I thought. I'm one of those. I'm one of the first ones that's gonna sit here and be stand up about it and tell you.
Hey, at least you mentioned one of your fatal flaws and mistakes. But look, Sam Howell. He's. We're gonna talk about him in a few minutes. He could possibly play some this year. You never know. Injuries happen, and he's been looking decent. So we'll just leave it at that. Oh my gosh. Just sell the franchise. I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, all right, let's get to the rest of the games. Let's talk about the NFL games week 1, game by game. Let's talk about the Patriots and the Colts. The Colts, Anthony Richardson got hurt again, hurt his pinky. Daniel Jones, 10 of 21, 144, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Riley Leonard, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ravens, Lamar Jackson didn't play. Cooper Rush, the great Cooper Rush, 2 for 4, 16 yards, interception. Let's talk about this game. Let's talk about the great Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Cooper Rush, 2 for 4, 16 yards. You should know him very well. Then Devin Leary, 3 for 12, 43 yards. Keaton Mitchell looked good in this game with the opportunities that he had. He looked really good. Rasheem Ali, he was 9 for 37, 4.1 per. I think he had some type of return, I want to say as well. Um, like a kick return or a punt return or something. Yeah. 1 for 69 in kick returns. So, and then LaJohntay Western, he had him a nice little punt return. So, punt return for a touchdown. So, and he also added 2 catches for 41 yards on 3 targets. Yeah. Back to the Anthony Richardson situation. It's a bummer that it just seems like he always just getting caught in these injured situations. And I was listening to a pod like the night after the game or the day after the game, and he was at the podium talking about the blitz coming to him, and he didn't see the cornerback that was coming. And I mean, bro, like this is your third year in the league, you can't disguise blitzes and coverages by now. Like you were a fifth overall pick. And if well, rest in peace to the owner, Jim Irsay. But if you're your general manager, who's the general manager? I can't think of the general manager right now. Blanking on his name. But it's got to be some questions asked. You got to figure out your next plan here because if Daniel Jones does not work out here,
Mm, 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 mm,
you got Riley Leonard,
mm, mm,
who's
mm, mm.
inexperienced. What are we doing?
I
Shane
mean, Larry,
Steichen could probably be in a situation where he's out of a job as well.
hey, look. Uncle already said Arch Manning ain't coming to the league next year. Trust me when I tell you, if Arch leads Texas to a national championship and he dominates and wins the Heisman Trophy, he's coming out. And I'm gonna tell you something. Halfway
I
through the
don't know,
season,
Rob. I don't know. The man is serious about that 4 year college, man.
hey man, let me tell you something though. There's some teams that's gonna start tanking. We may see some tanking for the Golden Goose.
I ain't saying that he's not coming out, but I mean, it's a possibility that he can.
There's some other great
But
quarterbacks that are coming out as well. But I mean, I like just making fun of that
absolutely,
because I just see the difference between the Sanders family and the Manning family. It's just it's just laughable. But anyway,
one is accepted, the other one is not.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's a daggone shame, and it's a daggone shame the Sanders family's treated like this just because they're white Americans. It's sad. Sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Touching on it, back to the Indy game real quick. Riley Leonard was the second leading rusher on the team with 34. Uh,
He
Tyler
can
Warren, the rookie.
run. He can run, but that ain't good.
Yeah, he can. Look, if you look at all right, you got Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, and Riley Leonard. What do all those quarterbacks have in common? They run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, yeah. DJ Giddens, I wasn't really too proud of his performance. 6 for 17, 2.8 per, and then Tyler Warren 3 for 40 on 3 targets. We'll see what happens next week, but yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
also JT Tuamalu, he had a sack.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, just for me, Larry, and everybody I've talked to, the Ravens are going to be a juggernaut on defense. Their offense is going to be even better this year, I think. So, yeah. Next game, we touched on this a little bit. The Bengals and Eagles. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase came out and made a statement. Joe
came
Burrow,
out the gate.
9 of 10, 123, 2 touchdowns. I haven't seen a statement like that since Dom McNabb threw that touchdown to T.O. against the Bengals back in the day in the preseason. That was a statement. Joe Burrow, again, 9 of 10, 123, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Desmond Ritter, he actually came out and played well. 7-16, 91 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Jake Browning, he may be losing his depth chart status. 62 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Chase had 4 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Yeah, man. Like this, there's no reason for this offense not to be scoring over 30 points a game. They got everybody.
Exactly. You know, and one thing they don't have, defense. So if anybody's doing any over unders, or I know Robbie ain't no big sports man, sports betting fan, but whoever Cincinnati is playing, pick the quarterback against that defense because that
Yeah.
defense is trash.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Going to the Eagles side of things, Tanner McKee was 20 of 25 for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Johnny Wilson out there looking like preseason Randy Moss. Moss and folks out there. He was 3 for 73. Darius Cooper, 6 for 82 and a touchdown off 7 targets. We seen your boy Will Shipley, 7 for 48. 7 for 48.
Hey, man. Hey,
6.9 per.
Hey, I'm a huge Will Shipley fan, and I've been saying if he even gets look, I'm put it to you like this, Larry. If Will Shipley even gets a remote of any type of carries this year, where he's able to get an opportunity, and you put that with Saquon, and then with the rest of the offense, Larry, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over before the season even starts.
Yeah.
Because
also a guy
that tandem is crazy.
Also, a guy, Ty Robinson, who was drafted out of Nebraska on that defensive line. He had a sack. I feel like he's going to be a monster. And of course, Philadelphia doing Philadelphia things, the rich getting richer. I think Ty Robinson is going to be a huge addition to this defensive line.
Now let's talk about the Seahawks and Raiders. A game ended in a tie. The
Raiders trash.
They literally gave Ashton Jeanty 3 carries and he had -1 yard.
Trash.
Like the game, I watched the game. The game was confusing. I was not a fan of what either team was doing. But I think both teams are headed towards a long year, my friend. Just being honest with you, Larry.
I'm on watching it. I hope you watch.
Listen. Now maybe the Raiders will trick me going into the regular season, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be long. Now,
go
ahead.
I don't know, especially how the way Geno been looking in camp and throwing interceptions and stuff. I don't know. Aiden O'Connell was 18 of 32, 05, a touchdown and two interceptions. Cam Miller, I believe, is a late round draft pick.
Yeah.
He was 6 of 7, 76 yards and a touchdown. Geno was 1 for 3 and 15 yards. So I don't know. They're Chris Collier, 9 carries, 42 yards, and then Shedrick Jackson, 4 catches, 76 yards and a touchdown. Didn't see the Jack Bech, only 1 catch, 5 yards. So it is what it is with the Raiders. We'll see what happens with them next week.
Yeah. Well, going to Friday. One of the big things and this was something I told you even before the game. I was really impressed by the offensive line, all the big offensive linemen for the New England Patriots. Will Campbell, 3 or 4 pancakes, dominating already. His run blocking skills were just magnificent. That's how you set a tone. The Patriots look like a completely different team. Only preseason, I understand it. But they look like a completely different team, Larry. And then their nastiness with having the new coach, Mike Vrabel there. It looks like a complete culture shift.
Absolutely. I think that's what they needed. You get Gerard Mayo out there and bring in Mike Vrabel, another New England, former player. He's got coaching experience, and I think he's going to put this team on the right track. Drake made just 5 attempts for 12 yards. Would have loved to see more, but yeah, the Ben Woolridge come in 9 of 12, 132 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So and then of course Travion Henderson was with his big return 100-yard return. That was
That's big.
a big highlight. Yeah, that was very big. He's fast. He's
He's very fast.
fast.
Very fast. Um,
Milton Williams got a sack, and then who else got a sack? Yeah, they had
yeah.
3 sacks altogether. But I just wanted to point that out.
Hey, that's big. And like we said from Washington earlier, the Stars need to play next game, and we need to see what they do against the Bengals, who are going to be ready to play. Next game, we're not going to speak on too much because basically we need to get to the next story, which is the biggest story of the weekend. Detroit, Atlanta. We need to see both teams play their Stars this week. In the story, the Stars need to play next week. We need to see what these teams have. Especially, we need to see the camaraderie that the Lions have after losing their two offensive and defensive coordinator. Now, let's
Oh,
go
did you
to
see the hit?
That's what
Did you see that hit in that game?
I did.
Yeah, that was pretty nasty.
Yeah, but you know what else was nasty? The smackdown that Shador put on the Panthers. So you want to go? You want to go first? Talk about Shador and yeah, what people? I thought he couldn't play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, his first couple series, I think not too well, but I think it was another series where he got spun around in the pocket, trying to escape, and eventually he didn't get sacked, but uh, I saw mobility out of him. I saw good poise in the pocket from him. He was 14 to 23, 138 yards for 2 touchdowns, and he planted one of these big old celebrations like this, and I loved every minute of it. So shout out to Shador, and we'll see who they have next week. I think he played very very well, man. Um, he's also 4 of 19 in the run game, but Caden Davis 3 catches, 23 yards, 2 touchdowns. K McDonald caught a touchdown as well. So yeah, good effort by Shador. You look at the defensive side of the ball. They had 7 sacks. No,
Yeah,
they had seven tackles for a loss. They had 4 sacks.
yeah.
So 2 by Julian Okwara, which is he's been hurt most of his career, but he's a very effective pass rusher when he's in there.
But let me say this though. Let me say this.
Oh, go ahead.
Even though they didn't play long, I was very impressed by Bryce Young and McMillan. That
Just about to say
man.
that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Carolina's not gonna be that team that you just gonna be able to push over.
No,
They're gonna be a
I
problem this
think
year.
I think Bryce has found it, and then you have a weapon with Ted McMillan. Ted was catching some stuff out there. Oh, and then you add Coker in there too. Oh man,
Yeah, yeah. Let's go to Saturday. Cowboys Rams. What did you learn in that game?
that the Cowboys got their asses kicked.
I mean, listen, the
They were
Rams
getting
deep
their asses
the,
kicked.
the Rams defense and see, Larry, that's what we're talking about, my friend. That's what we're talking about. And you can talk about this here in a second. But that's what they were talking about, Larry. That Rams defense is good from the starters to the backups to the second to the third string, whatever. Joe Milton, I think, had a decent game, in my opinion, coming off, New England and everything. He had a decent game. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But to me, the biggest story is the Rams. If Matthew Stafford can come back and stay healthy, my God, as we said before, this is a Super Bowl contender, without a doubt.
Absolutely, absolutely. You also, Blake Corum had 2 touchdowns. You signed, what's my man, Kyrie Williams. You signed him to a multi-year deal. Oh, and don't forget Jarquez Hunter, the rookie you got out of Auburn. He had 11 carries, 41 yards, rushing for 3.7 per. But yeah, I loved it. Cody Schrader, 5 for 59, 11.8 per, and you had some guys catching the ball as well, and Brennan Presley's 2 for 11 in a touchdown. Cody Schrader also caught a touchdown as well. So And then you go to the defensive side of the ball. Only one sack, two tackles for a loss. Josiah Stewart from Oregon, the rookie, had his first preseason sack, first NFL sack. So yeah, I like what the Rams are doing. I think they're shaping themselves up to win the division and possibly win it all. As you spoke on, Joe Milton, 17 and 29, 143 and a touchdown and interception. Um, Got a question: if Dak Prescott does not play the whole season, who's the quarterback going to be?
It'll probably Milton. I think if Milton has his real weapons out there, then he'll be effective. But you can't really ask him to do too much without CeeDee Lamb and without Pickens out there. But it's
What you
good.
think about Phil Maffa?
I think it's finally time for 42 to get out there, stop playing, start coaching. He's just too small. He proved that. He's just too small. He needs to start coaching, probably get with his dad, do some coaching, etc. But yeah, they need that real depth in that backfield because you'll get it with other teams. Speaking of depth, again, we talked about this earlier. The Giants and Buffalo Bills. Every one of the Giants quarterbacks had a decent game. Jackson Dart, 13 to 19, 154, touchdown, no interceptions. DeVito, 10 to 14, 73 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. I think if you go back and look at DeVito, real quick on DeVito, if you went to go back and look at his career at Illinois, that guy deserves to at least challenge for somebody's star spot. Just my opinion. Jameis Winston, 7 of 11, 62 yards, touchdown, no interceptions. Russell Wilson, 6 of 7, 28 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Larry, the Giants quarterback room looks stacked. Their defense look really good this weekend. Their running back situation is going to be dicey. We'll see how it goes. The wide receiver, once they get their second-year man back from injury, where he's dealing with a little injury right now. Once they get Malik Neighbors back, I think this team could finish third or second in the East.
Um,
I think possibly third, possibly not second, but maybe possibly third. And I think that a guy like Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart will collaborate all season. And if they need to switch off, they will. If they need Russell to play a certain amount of games, they will. But the Giants are a threat to win a division possibly.
Winning division, I don't know. Win some games and possibly could be in the race for a playoff spot, depending on who the quarterback situation and how that quarterback is playing at that time. I would give it some consideration.
Mm,
Um, yeah, but I was really impressed with what Jackson Dart did. And then you have two vets like Jameis and then Russ back there too. I know I talk a lot of ish about Russ, but Russ is what Russ is in his career. Not a fan of what happened in the run game. Tyrone Tracy just 3 of 19. Jackson Dart was your leading rusher with 24 yards on 3 carries. And then Dante Miller, 7 for 80 on seven targets. Montreal Washington. Haven't heard that name in a while. He was 3 for 60. Little Jordan Humphrey, who played for us last year, he was 2 for 36. So also Jonathan Ward, 4 for 35. Gunnar Olszewski, 5 for 27. So
yeah,
the Giants were slinging that thing. Also, Mitch Trubisky had a nice little touchdown, 9 of
yeah,
13, 138 and touchdown. Mike White got in it, 2 touchdowns out of that.
yeah. Really impressive. This is gonna be the show me year as far as us seeing in the NFL who's gonna show us who's gonna step up. Because plenty of teams and players that can step up going into this next year. Next game, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the as we go a little rapid fire here. Vikings Texans. Vikings, as I said before, they got Sam Howell on that team, and who knows with the injuries what can happen. So, and then they're not going to carry what 1, 2, 6, 7 quarterbacks. So they're going to have to narrow it down. What do you think about that game? What do you think about the Vikings and the Texans?
Vikings winning 2010. Like I spoke on earlier, I wish JJ had played, at least another snap or two. I mean, another series or two. Sam Howell coming in 11 13, 105. That is a good backup. He's got experience in this league. And I feel like with a quarterback whisperer like Kevin O'Connell, he may not get you to the promised land, but he can, fill a void and do something until you get that right quarterback spot right. Hopefully it's JJ. Hopefully they don't have to look back.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Xavier Scott, running back, 7 for 40, 5.7 per. Jordan Mason, just 4 for 20. Um, and then Jordan Addison, who is suspended for the first 3 games of the season, got to be mindful
Yeah.
of that. 3 for 33. Yeah. What does this defense do? 2 sacks. So, yeah, then you go to the Houston side of things. Caden Slovis, 11 15, 71 yards. Davis Mill, 4 for 5, 50 yards. Not a lot out of the running game. John Mechie, a player who I think is destined to improve this year. I think he's going to
Yeah.
contract year. 4 for 45 off 8 targets, so you can tell they were going to him. Braxton Berrios was 3 for 33. So yeah, his team had 7 tackles for a loss and 2 sacks. So you know that who's their head coach? Uh,
Talking about
Houston.
who did for Houston?
D'Amico
D'Amico
Ryans.
Ryan. D'Amico
Dem-
Ryan. Yeah, D'Amico should have been hired a few other places. That's why I was kind of sitting over here, kind of simmering a little bit because I'm just like, man, D'Amico should have been a head coach at another spot before now.
yeah.
Before, yeah, man. Like the Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. Looks like Trevor Lawrence played a few series. I think his numbers, if I can be accurate here, they were 6 of 7 for 43 yards, which is it's a decent game, but because of the penalty and sportsmanlike conduct penalty, Commanders get the ball closer. So we all know how that went. Um, so how do you? So look, when you look at Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers? I'm not Aaron Rodgers. What do you think about Trevor Lawrence here? What does he have to do to keep his starting spot?
Now turn the ball over and make plays. You got to be better than 6 for 7 and 43 yards. Granted, I know it's preseason.
Yeah, but see, I understand your point, and I put it on the coaching too. Like I believe that was over maybe 1 or 2 drives, but you need to get this man more reps. What equity has he earned besides a $200+ million contract that he needs not be playing in the regular season?
I mean that one playoff win came what feels like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what how it is these days. What have you done for me lately? And what he's done lately has not been good. Go to the running side of things. Bashor Tootin, who's the rookie, 6 for 24, and Tank Bigsby went 6 for 24,
Yep.
4 yards a carry. Bashor Tootin had the touchdown, which I think he could be having some snaps this year. Travis Etienne was 2 for 6 in a year where it's not guaranteed that you will be on this roster come the beginning of this year. Um,
It's not good. It's not good.
it's not good, brother. It's not good. The anticipation of Travis Hunter led to 2 for 9. Brian Thomas was 1 for 8, but the guys that did do some production, Trenton Irwin was 4 for 48 and touchdown. You had Dorian Singer was 3 for 40. Quentin Morris 4 for 39. Then you go to the defense. The defense had seven tackles for a loss, 2 sacks.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So feels like right now when we look at
Skylar
this,
Thompson had a game.
oh, he did definitely. So still, when they win a game 35-20, when they got a lot of work to do, they got to get people healthy, etc. Real quick on this Texans and this Titans Buccaneers game, I'll be again 100% transparent. I like the way Cam Ward looked. The rest of the Titans franchise is not good right now, Larry. It's not good right now. They got a
Yeah, 5 for 8.
long ways. They got a long ways to go, my friend.
Yeah, 5 for 8, 67 yards. Brandon Allen was 6 for 12, 62 yards in the interception. You go to those receivers. Calvin Ridley was 3 for 50. Everybody else just 1 catch. And then the run game wasn't as good either. You had Tajay Spears 3 for -1 yard, and I believe he's hurt again. And then Tony Pollard just 4 for 9. So
Give me your odds, Larry. 1 to 100. The odds that Tony Pollard gets traded this season.
um,
Because I gave the Titans some hope, but after last night, I'm like, nah, I can't really give him too much hope.
yeah, I don't see him staying there.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
get him
see.
up out of there.
I see the Colts basically loading up on free agent, loading up to try to have a big summer or to sign their draft picks. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, they gotta get him up out of there. Tampa Bay side, Owen Wright was 18 to 87 in a touchdown. Sean Tucker, 13 to 50 for a touchdown. Didn't see my boy Bucky Irvin out there too much,
Mm-hmm.
but Emeka Ibuka was 1 for 21. So yeah,
Hey, when you already know that you're probably going to dominate, you probably don't need to be out there too much. Now it does help build camaraderie because this team, what a
yep.
couple of years, Baker Mayfield is a couple of years out of not even knowing if he would have a starting job in the league anymore. So yeah, man, you gotta be a little grateful. You gotta be a little humble sometimes.
Yep.
So that's how I look at things, man. When you're that team and you're trying to establish something. So you know, any more thoughts from that game?
No, no.
Yeah,
Going to
Can-
the
Kansas City and
next one.
Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, one throw, one completion, one touchdown. My guy Kyler Murray throws an interception. The Cardinals got to continue to get better offensively throughout this regular season. I mean, this preseason and going to regular season.
Absolutely.
Or my prediction is going to go up in smoke.
Yeah. Now let's Jacoby Brissett go out there 5 for 8, 81,
Oh,
and 2 touchdowns. I know how I know how big you on Jacoby Brissett there.
I like Jacoby, but yeah, they need to get this new quarterback healthy and ready to go. Next game, Jets Packers. Jordan Love did play in this game, and to a lot of our surprises, he struggled a little bit. 1 of 5, 7 yards. You know who didn't
Mm.
struggle? Justin Fields, 3 of 4, 42 yards. Also, Justin Fields had he's out right now, so he didn't play defense, or whatever. So, yeah, I'm talking about Justin
Two
Fields
for
playing
four.
defense. I'm talking about Justin Fields playing defense. I'm talking about I meant like the running game. Justin Fields, 2 carries, 14 yards. That's where he scored a touchdown. I'm so focused on defense right now. Packers, the Packers. Um, I'm concerned with the Packers because how that first round game went against the Eagles, where they were just physically dominated, and then the offseason where your team is basically being called, a lot of them snitches for
Mm.
telling on Pete Rose. So it's like, what is the temperature of the room going to be for the Commanders? I don't know.
Is it Commanders?
No, I'm sorry. What was I?
Somebody
I meant the Packers.
Packers?
I'm sorry. I got the Commanders on my brain still. I get concerned about the Packers knowing what they did in that playoff game last year against the Eagles because if you think about it, they looked demoralized. They looked like they were beaten down. They looked like they didn't have any confidence. So how was that going to come into this year when you're already playing in the NFC North that is very, very tough?
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
Justin
you
Fields.
know,
Justin Fields, by the way.
hey, I'm happy for him, and hopefully he can stay healthy. I'm not counting on it, but hopefully he can stay healthy.
Hey, you
No, I'm
can't
not trying
count.
to be funny. I swear
I
I'm not
know,
trying to be
but
funny,
it
but
is funny. It is funny when you think about it because there are certain guys that just can't stay healthy. Speaking of healthy, the healthy beatdown the Broncos put on the 49ers last night. Talk about those Broncos who are
ooh,
Super Bowl contenders.
you going that far?
You damn right I'm going that far. You damn right I'm going that far.
Okay. Well, Bo Nix was just 6 for 11 last night for 31 yards. He did granted, Cortland Sutton, who's getting paid handsomely well, You got a nice little deal. Congratulations to you. Hey man, you gotta catch those balls, baby. You gotta catch those balls. Um, but Jared Stidham was the guy tonight. 14 of 15, 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Come on, Jared. And then Sam Ellinger coming in, 6 for 10, 55 yards and a touchdown. Also, Jared Stidham, 3 for 36, led in the run game. I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. RJ Harvey just 7 of 25, 3.6 per. Audric
Mm,
Estimate coming into his second season, 8 of 21, 2.6 per. Not happy about that. Blake Watson, though, and Tyler Bidet, 6.4 and 7 yards a carry. I love it. Let's keep improving. Trent Sherfield, who's been a vet in this league, special teamer guy, but he had 3 for 73 and a touchdown. Nice little toe tap in the end zone. Pat Bryant, rookie, 2 for 21. So then you go to the defensive side of the ball, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss. Nick Benito, who's looking forward to getting paid this year. We'll see what happens.
yeah. Don't the 49ers seem like they're just so far away from an NFC Championship game right now?
So far away. So
Yeah.
far away.
It almost felt like when they lost the Super Bowl that it was kind of like, you know what, we're gonna not pack it in, but we're tired. We're tired, and we think that we should be getting there more, but every time you look, there's a hiccup,
That
something to
window is
happen.
doing this. That
Yeah,
window is doing this. It's
e-
closing. It's closing.
exactly, exactly.
One thing I wanted to speak about the 49ers, Mac Jones had that 50-yard pass to the rookie from Ole Miss, which is named Jordan Watkins. He had a
Yeah,
nice pass for like 50 yards, and then Jaquan McMillan was in coverage, tight coverage, just the way it is, landed, and then Jaquan McMillan came right back in the next possession and caught an interception. So good makeup for that. I like that right there. But I think the 49ers are going to have some dogs. Jordan Watkins is going to be one of them.
yeah.
Another dog, Chase Lucas, is going to be another dog. The corner, he's going to be a dog, and it's another one
I'll give you that.
that is another one that flashed to me as well. Um, Sigel, Marquise Sigel,
Hmm.
and Nick Martin. Nick Martin gives crazy effort. I like that. I like the way that they're shaping that franchise up. Oh, and they also got like more comp picks coming next year. So they probably have 12, 13, 14 picks next year too.
Exactly, exactly. I just looking at this team, looking at the 49ers, I just think they're better teams right now in the division. When you talk about the Denver Broncos, I already told you how I feel. Bo Nix should have got picked by Minnesota. Bo Nix in that dome would be throwing for crazy yards. I just I just think the Broncos have a top 10. They have a top 10 roster right now, and you're gonna have to deal with that in the AFC. So I'll leave it there. Let's go to today, Larry. Bears and Dolphins. They tied the game at 24.
Tied
Yep.
the game at 24.
Yep, both teams were tied at 24 at the end of regulation, and they don't do overtime in the preseason. So there you go, a nice old tie.
Yeah, I like what I saw. Ollie Gordon, 4.1 per. He had 8 for 33 and a touchdown. That's gonna be your cold weather guy. He's a big guy. So you know how Miami doesn't they don't have those guys that can sustain that cold weather. He could be that guy. 2 of 5 for 627 yards. Quentin Ewers 5 for 18, 91 yards.
My guy,
Zach
by the
Wilson,
way.
yeah, Zach Wilson, 5 for 9, 96 yards.
Mm,
And that's pretty much it for the Dolphins on this side. They had 3 sacks and 5 tackles for a loss. You go onto the Bears side, Tyson Bagent, uh, 13 for 19, 103 with a yard and with a touchdown and an interception. And then Kyle Manungai, 5 yards to carry, 6 for 30. He could be a lock to make this team too. So Luther Burden, 2 for 29. Jade Walker, 3 for 41.
important,
So
important. Luther Burton III could be a big difference for this Bears team. Huge difference.
Did you know that this Bears team has 6 sacks today with 8 tackles for a loss?
And you know how much of a fiend I am for tackle for loss. That's why I got on Michael Parsons last week, 43 combined tackles. No, you need to be getting your head in there. You need to be getting strip sacks, etc. You need to make sure that the running game isn't being taken advantage of. So I guess that's all we could talk about in that game. Because basically, it's the same thing with the Chicago Bears. Can they do it
Yep.
when it counts?
Austin Booker had 3 sacks today. He was a former 5th-round pick from last year, so that's great for him.
Yeah,
3 sacks
you don't do that unless you got talent. They will be called in
Yep.
very soon. Saints and
Chargers.
Oh, I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip a game. Did we talk about the Lions yet?
We talked about it.
We talked about the Lions. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't skip. 2 games left basically on the schedule. Dolphins, like I said, not Dolphins, but the Saints and the Chargers. The Chargers show out for the second week in a row, Larry. Looking good.
Yeah, you know what I'm not. I know what I'm not happy about though. Your number. What pick did they have? I think they had the 21st, 22nd pick.
Yeah.
What's my guy name? Amarian Hampton.
Martin
Do you
Hampton.
see
Yep.
him any? Did you see him anywhere on this? On this statue, bro? Do you see him?
I
You
don't.
spent the you spent the 4th round, and you spent the 1st-round pick on this running back, and he's not playing. He didn't play much in the Hall of Fame game. What are we doing here?
Hey, listen, man. Your guess is as good as mine. But I do know one thing for sure: the Saints are a complete mess, and we ain't even started the season yet.
They're gonna get a mess.
You know how you know how every year I declare the Angels have been eliminated from the playoffs, and the season hasn't even started yet.
Same way for the Saints.
Yeah, there might be. Hey, look, there might be bags more this year. The bags may be back, Larry.
Yeah,
Just saying.
not liking what I'm seeing out of the run game today with Kendra Miller just 6 for 15. Spencer Rattler was your leading rusher. Where the hell is Devin Neal at? Tyler Shuck, 15 to 22, 165 and a touchdown and an interception. That's
Yeah,
what you get out of your number.
You know what I think about Tyler Shuck, so I ain't want to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you're getting out of your number 9 overall pick. Spencer Rattler, who was drafted last year, 7 of 11, 53 yards. Yeah, man. Uh, this is a tale of the running backs who was drafted this year, one in the 1st and the other in the 6th round, who did not get any carries, like talking about.
Yes, and that's one thing I criticize a lot of players for over the years. Your guys need to play in the preseason. They need to get that experience, but I just
1st-round pick. Why is he
exactly
not playing?
exactly.
But on the other hand, I do like what Trey Lance is doing so far. Second straight week in a row. What my guy has 7 for 14, 55 yards, and 7 for 48 with a touchdown today. Okay, Trey Lance.
He continues to impress, Larry. It is what it is.
Continues to impress.
He continues to impress. He continues to make a lot of people look foolish. And if he ends up having a really good career, we're just gonna say that maybe the teams before couldn't develop him that well. But he's damn sure doing it now.
Could be.
Yeah. So that wraps up the preseason talk for the week. Let's go to our next topic. Where basically, Larry, we tell people, give people our final word. What is your final word from this preseason?
Man, this was an awesome first week of the preseason.
I agree.
I loved it. This was, this is great. Of course, we had some injuries, but that comes with the sport. But this is a great first week. This is a great review. Last week was a great show. Today is another great show as well. And next Sunday, I can't wait to get back here again to recap week 2 and talk about what else is going on in the world of football. We did it. We're getting close. We're getting
My
close.
my final word, Larry, is this, and this being it. We have more questions than answers going to week 2 of the preseason. A lot of teams are very questionable right now, and it is August the 10th, 2025. That means less than 3 weeks before the season starts. That's not good. And a lot of it centers around quarterback. A lot of it centers around why aren't you playing your starters?
Yeah.
Like something's got to give here, Larry. Something's
Yep.
got to give.
Play your
And
starters, Harbaugh.
uh
I was telling Jim Harbaugh, play his starter, play your
yeah.
rookies.
But you know what's even crazier to me? And as, again, this can be a part of the final word. Remember back in the day when NFL Network was so expensive and it was exclusive, and a lot of people couldn't get it. Now you got NFL Network, and I barely even watch the damn thing. But now we got these preseason games, and this whole thing is moving to ESPN. What do you think about that, Larry? This whole process moving to the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN.
Getting greedy as hell, and I wonder how long this is going to last. Even after the big news of WWE signing a 5-year deal over there, we got to deal with that. So my question is, where do the other pay-per-views like the backlashes and the Night of Champions and all these other pay-per-views? PLEs. Where are these other PLEs getting broadcasted at? Because unfortunately, you got SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and Money in the Bank. These are on ESPN. So where are the other ones?
Well, we know ESPN broadcast is going to be very busy next couple of years. But again, this is the Sunday Night Hype, all football. We'll get to WWE one of these days. We'll get to WWE here soon on one of our platforms. But right now, as I said before, Larry, we got more questions than we got answers. And before I start cursing and getting mad, especially with some of the stuff we saw over this past weekend, again, a lot of questions I need answers to. Like, why aren't some of these teams, like you said before, why aren't some of these teams playing their starters during the preseason? If Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow can do it, you can do it too. It's okay. If you're fearing your player getting hurt, maybe they shouldn't play for you no more. Okay, let's go old school. You think you're going to get hurt? You think you're afraid? Go sit on the sideline.
Absolutely.
Bottom line. Well, this has been episode 2. We're an hour and 22 minutes in. I guess that's what happens when you're doing great things. An hour and 22 minutes in. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Larry Patterson. I'm Rob Johnson. Hope y'all enjoy the new outro.